So, this game has been breaking records left and right, and on its first day, it became the most viewed game on Chinese live streaming platforms. But is it all hype? Or does Wukong really have the chops to be one of the greats? We're talking about a game that not only looks stunning, but plays as smoothly as those trailers led us to believe. But here's the thing, it's not just the graphics. Wukong takes its inspiration from the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West, specifically the story of Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. In Journey to the West, Wukong is one of the main characters who embarks on a journey with a monk named Xuanzang to retrieve sacred Buddhist scriptures, facing various trials and enemies along the way. His character is known for his strength, cunning, and his ability to shapeshift, making him a powerful and unpredictable figure in the story. The game takes this well-known tale and reimagines it within a dark fantasy setting. Wukong appears to focus more on the action and adventure aspects of Sun Wukong's story, emphasizing his powers and the intense battles he faces with demons, monsters, and gods. Also, the game keeps many iconic elements from the novel, such as Wukong's staff, Ruijingu Bang, his magical abilities, and his complex rebellious nature. However, instead of a straightforward retelling of the journey, the game leans more into the epic confrontations and mysticism of Wukong's adventures. As for the narrative, it seems to emphasize the darker, more mysterious elements of Chinese mythology, focusing on Sun Wukong's transformation, his battles, and his personal growth as a character. It's like the game is pulling the hero's journey out of the original text and injecting it with a fresh, visually stunning, and more intense flavor of action. Man, I wish I could play this game, but unfortunately, I cannot afford it yet. Regardless, the visuals are breathtaking, the combat and that feeling of being dropped into a living, breathing mythological world are hooking players from all over the world, and especially Chinese players. Isn't that amazing? I've seen people talk about their childhood memories in summertime in the comments from Black Myth Wukong's soundtrack. It seems like the game is a love letter to the Chinese culture and mythology. This game is a strong Game of the Year contestant. Expect to see the orchestra play this song in November at the Game Awards for sure. And to talk about big numbers, on Steam, it's now the second biggest game of all time with a peak of 2.3 million concurrent players. And get this, it even surpassed Counter-Strike 2 and Pal World. Physically, the hype is just as real. Collectors and deluxe editions sold out in seconds on JD.com. We're talking over 700,000 people trying to get their hands on just 30,000 copies. That's some next-level demand. This game isn't just a digital success, it's a phenomenon. Here's what's really interesting though. This success isn't just a win for Wukong, as Chinese studios are stepping up in the AAA space with it, proving they can compete head-to-head with the big guns from the West and Japan. Game Science, the studio behind Wukong, came from mobile game development. And now, with backing from heavyweights like Tencent and Hero Games, they've shown that they can craft a world-class title. And you know what? I'm here for it. The industry could use a shakeup, and I'm excited to see more studios rising to the challenge. Here's why it works so well. It's all about immersion. The developers have really nailed that feeling of stepping into this ancient mythological world. From the enemies you fight to the environments you explore, there's this sense of weight and history behind everything. The combat is still about timing, precision, and learning from your mistakes. It's fast,
just like me narrating this script because the owner of the channel is too shy to use his own voice. Cough, cough.
It's punishing, and if you're into Souls-like games, great. But it has also that feeling of God of War. Pause for effect. Some folks are already calling it the Sekiro killer, and I get it. But let's be real. It's not about dethroning Sekiro, it's about bringing something fresh to the genre. And that's exactly what Black Myth Wukong is doing, and I absolutely love it. Here's where it gets even more interesting. The hype around Wukong has sparked a surge in PlayStation 5 sales in China, double what they were at this time last year. This game isn't just selling itself, it's selling hardware. But with so much love pouring in, you've got to wonder if the cracks in its gameplay are going to become more apparent over time. Personally, I'm sold. I'm super happy to see a game this ambitious succeed, but I haven't played it yet. This is not a review after all, is it? Still, I'm really excited to get a nice, refreshing experience that will get me fully immersed to the point I forget everything else. It's been rare these days for me. What about you? Are you all in on Wukong, or are you starting to see through the flashy exterior? Now, one last thing. Why did the gamer bring a ladder to the tournament? Because they wanted to level up, just like you by subscribing to Daily Dose of Gaming Buzz. Ha ha ha, see you around, friend.
骄傲，一夜余生多少事，月下强说愁。